This is Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, as you guys can tell, we are doing, holy shit, we are reacting to some interesting stuff. So I'm going to be talking about a situation that has slightly conspired over the past several days or so. So it's been a little bit longer than that, but certain things have picked up and I want to talk about it. So there's a situation that is connected to an individual by the name of Angelique. She was actually a former Monet participant. She essentially aired out some shit that's been going on in regards to Monet. Literally, it is insane and there's a lot that we're going to discuss. So we are going to kind of go through a little bit of a timeline so that way you guys know what the hell's going on. You're caught up. A lot of this stuff was going on Instagram. I wanted to make a video talking about everything, exposing this, and giving support to Angelique as well. So first things first, before we get this out of the way, I want to give a little bit more of a backstory and then some acknowledgement. So first of all, down in the description below, Angelique's Instagram. If you guys want to go check her out, I highly recommend you do so. I also recommend you giving her some support in the comment section or in messages, just overall support, because this individual has exposed some shit in regards to Monet recently, which is amazing and incredible. She also is being targeted, from what I can see, by certain people that are higher ups in Monet, which is not okay. And because of her speaking out and partnering up with my good friend Chelsea to discuss this, she was terminated from Monet. That is not acceptable or okay. And I would just love to show her support. Angelique was an individual who was a part of Monet. She has been a part of Monet for a long time, and therefore she actually earned a call. So she was able to have certain requirements that she hit to where she could be in a group chat. Long story short, that did not go well with some of the top leaders, and things conspired to where she was treated badly for doing basic things. So we're gonna react to a video that I actually saved that was previously in IGTV. Then we're gonna be reacting to other things. I'll show you a couple of clips from the video that she actually made with Chelsea. And then we're actually gonna be reacting to a Zoom call, which is the response that all these uplines and other people had to Angelique and her exposing the truth and the negative experiences that she had. At the top of this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's get going. All right, guys, let's get going. I am speeding this up a little bit so that, because we have a lot to get through, and yeah, let's get rolling.
So what I'm about to show you is kind of what has happened over the past couple days from my situation with a certain individual in the company that I'm in, and it's belittling, it's borderline bullying, because this is the third time that this has happened, and it is the last time that it is going to happen to me. And I'm sharing this because I want people to know that it's not okay for an upline, for a sideline, for anybody to try and demean you, to belittle you, to try and make you feel less than, or try to intimidate you. It's not okay. Just because somebody is a certain rank in a company, or because somebody has a certain amount of followers, that does not give anybody the right to treat you less than. And so this is kind of, I have every right to be in this business, and you have every right to be in your business.
Okay, I have to pause this. This was actually posted a while ago. I don't know if I preface this. This was before all this stuff was conspired. Like, before a lot. I don't know if it's on her page still, but I wanted to give context and show some of the proof and truth about it all. And I had this saved for a bit because I wanted to actually share it. This original video was posted a while back when she was kind of figuring all this stuff out and trying to piece together what she was experiencing. Bear that in mind as we keep talking, and yeah, let's keep going.
And I'll be damned if I'm going to not say something about what has happened. It's not okay. It's not right. The stories and the DMs that I've gotten of people with similar situations is literally insane. And all these thoughts and opinions are my own. I don't talk for anybody but myself. So I'm going to show you guys all of the receipts and kind of what has happened. So the first screenshot I'm going to show you is an example of this leadership chat that I earned to be in. I had the right ranks, I had the right PV, I had the right, all the stuff. You have to qualify to get into this. So I have to work my business in order to be able to get into this chat. So I'm going to show you screenshots of kind of what the requirements were, all that stuff to get into this chat. So as you can see, this is from one of the chats that I'm in. It's announcing, saying, you don't want to miss this. How will you gain access? You have to hit this rank. This is how you get in.
Okay, and again, I want to show the screenshot right now of all the individuals who have a major hand in this, and a lot of these individuals who actually have now currently blocked Angelique because she has spoken out about her experience.
Pushing for this, some of the people in this chat are really big names in the company, and are quote unquote amazing leaders. So you want to be trained by them. You want to get into this chat. So it's offered as an incentive to obviously help everyone with their business, help them with their team, to get them motivated. That's what it's for, which I normally love stuff like this. I love being on calls and learning and all that stuff. So I earn my way into the chat. I get invited to the chat by my upline for qualifying. I get added into the chat. Very quickly, I notice that nobody in the chat can speak. The feature to talk is turned off, but you can leave emojis, which invited to the chat by my upline for qualifying. I get added into the chat. Very quickly, I notice that nobody in the chat can speak. The feature to talk is turned off, but you can leave emojis, which again is fine if it's just, I'm in chats where literally all they do is dump information in it. Like, here's a call, here's a flyer, don't forget. That's not what was going on inside this chat. The leaders were talking. And I'm not a ridiculous person. I get why there's chats where you're just sending out information when you have large teams. You don't want it to get all crazy. It can get hectic. I understand that. That's not what was going on inside this chat, okay? Yes, there were things being just flyers and things, but there was conversations amongst the leaders, that's fine. You guys can talk, but why can nobody else speak? I thought that was very weird. It seemed very snooty and pretentious to me. And from the beginning, I had sent a message to my upline saying, why can nobody talk in this chat? This is weird. They agreed. That's a little bit weird. I've never had that happen. And then here's an example, okay, of a screenshot from the chat of them talking to each other, the people, and nobody else can talk. Again, this is just one example of a couple of the hosts of the chat speaking to one another. There was a video that was posted, and then nobody could even wish this other leader like a happy anniversary for being in the company because nobody can talk. All the emojis, that's the only type of communication that can be. So when they say, oh, it's just to dump information, that's not true. And this shows that. And again, I'm not a ridiculous, crazy person. Sometimes I am. So I asked, again, to other people, why are we not allowed to talk in this chat? That seems very pretentious. It seems very snotty and weird. Again, not by everybody in this chat, by the people who created it, okay? Because there's leaders in this chat that I absolutely love and adore, and I know their hearts. And again, I'm not the only one, as you can see, who thought it was crazy. So then I get on to the next call that I earned. The first call was awesome. I learned a lot of nuggets. But one of the things that's funny about the first call that I was on is there were some things that I thought were a little bit rude. Like, for example, I was told, hey, if you're not taking notes right now on this call, you don't care about your team. To me, that's a rude comment. That's rude. Some people are driving. Some people got their kids being crazy. Some people's dogs are going nuts. Like, to say that if you're not taking notes, you don't care about your team because it's a leadership training, you're learning stuff. That's why they said that. And I get the no excuses, like show up. I get that mentality. But to me, that was kind of rude. And keep that in mind that was said the first call, right? The comment that I said that was not rude, the question that I asked, that was considered rude. But so the next call happens on Tuesday, and I get on the call, and I told my uplines beforehand. I said, hey, I'm going to ask about the whole commenting on the thing because I hate that I can't talk to people on there. I think it's weird. So I get on the call. The call's going great. And then I ask this question in the chat. This is the question that I asked word for word. Okay. I screenshotted it. I sent it to myself. Again, receipt. This is exactly what I asked. Okay. I asked a question about incentives. I said, hey, you guys are handing out the task list, like the daily, weekly tasks that they're creating for the leadership chat. Should we be incentivizing our girls to complete these tasks, to try to motivate them? Is that something that y'all are doing? Again, that's not word for word. I literally didn't even think that would be offensive because I'm in, the chat. I messaged, everybody's asking. And again, they answered the question and that was it. So this is where it gets interesting. So I'm minding my business. I'm off the call. To be honest, I was going potty. And then I get a text message from one of the leaders in the chat. I blocked out her phone number out of courtesy. And this is where the text thread begins. So again, I don't have this person's number saved. So this is the text message I received. I didn't know how to read your comment, but it did come off a little rude. We've opened a place to communicate with you and your team. So to put us on the spot like that on a Zoom was uncalled for. I don't tolerate disrespect in my organization or my life. If you have a problem with the way we are doing it, you're free to remove yourself.
So from information that I'm getting, and again, she has every right to correct me on this, but from what I'm getting, another thing I'm reacting to, it was Brittany Rose, apparently, that messaged her this. And I'm just getting the vibe because there's a Zoom call that I hopped on, which we'll react to later, that has her discussing this. So the fact that we have somebody who is asking questions and is curious, and simple fucking question, nothing too crazy. It is just a, why can't we message? And then, are you guys like incentivizing people? To me, that's very simple, okay? It's a question, and I'm sorry, but if you're a leader and you have a leadership earned call in chat, it's called do your fucking job and answer the question. Otherwise, you're a dog shit leader, hence what we're witnessing now. The fact that she states that this is disrespect when somebody's asking a question is insane to me, but it also proves a very clear point. A lot of these leaders, again, they put off this beautiful front up front a lot of the time, which is very gross to me, but then behind scenes, if anyone questions or steps out of line or even speaks to them in a way that they don't like, they're done. And I cannot believe a simple questions that were being asked was considered disrespect.
Who's this? And then thinking back, because this isn't the first time somebody has gotten upset that I've asked a simple question, I said I was genuinely asking a question and actually sent it to multiple people before I sent it in the chat to make sure it wasn't rude. And other people in the chat said, please ask, and no, it's not rude. I don't tolerate disrespect either, FYI, but I'm not a sheep who's going to be intimidated, LOL, or wrong one. She then goes on to say, it's rude. Oh, no, then I said, I would have asked in the chat, but everyone is silenced. So I ask a question on the call that I earned a place to be on, and I get a text like this about how I was being rude. She says, it's rude to ask the way you did in a public forum. And the incentive question was borderline too. You can ask questions, sure. You never asked one of us leaders who are volunteering our time in this way. I made this series. I do reserve the right to remove anyone I feel that I don't want to pour into as a leader. None of us, quote unquote, have to be doing this, just in case you weren't aware. I know exactly who I'm talking to, which is why I'm just being straight with you. So then I went on and said, I don't have your number saved, so I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm assuming it's the only person who gets upset when questioned, which again, because this is not the first time I have been, quote unquote, talk crap to because I asked a question. Someone just offered an incentive to her team for completing a list of tasks. That's why I asked if the weekly daily checklist is something we should be incentivizing. How is that rude? I'm not afraid of anyone or being removed from the chat, so please take that somewhere else because it won't work here. You have had an issue with me for whatever reason for a while now. I get no one is allowed to question the great and powerful Oz, but you're not God. Don't have people earn their place into a chat and then say, but y'all can't talk to us leaders. But we are going to be talking to one another. LOL, it turns people off.
Beautifully said. I am so proud of her for speaking up on this because this is exactly right. The fact that somebody felt that okay with going after someone who earned this chat and to treat them like complete shit. And I also think it speaks volumes too because this individual is discussing how this isn't the first time. She's had multiple times where she has gone out of her way to do her job, ask questions, and suddenly it's a problem. And honestly, the hierarchy we have in regards to some of these massive top leaders and how they're the ones in control, and if you don't abide by that or if you piss them off, you're done, is insane to me.
And showing a receipt of this is a screenshot of the March challenge that was just released in our team, okay? And I said, this is why I asked about incentives because this incentive was just released. So then she says, people earned the training calls. The Telegram group was for convenience so people could get a subscription to our updates. No, right. Thought that would be fun for, I can't read the rest. She said, thought that would be fun for the people who aren't on our teams to hear from other leaders. But you're not welcome on the call I host or in my chat anymore. I've heard enough from you. You're truly confused. The victim mentality and mocking people are likely why you're stuck in your business. And I was trying to help. I have always wished the best for you and still do. So you still wish the best for me, but yet you're going to...
I'm blown away, but at the same time, not surprised because we've witnessed people being treated like dog shit by top leaders. And right now we're literally seeing the fact that she's blaming this person, but saying that she has victim mentality. She's kicked her out of the chats and everything that she earned, and she doesn't have access all because she's asking questions. Angelique literally stated that the reason why she asked the question that she asked and showed the proof of what she asked, and still we have people that are going off. And I was trying to help you. I always wish the best for you and I still do. But yet instead you treat them like shit. And my thing is if you're going to be an adult and a leader, wouldn't you want to go out of your way to have a conversation with them? Maybe have a conversation, something. I don't know. But the fact that such simple questions were demonized off the bat tells me everything I need to know about those people, and it's gross.
To talk shit saying that I have a victim mentality and that's why I'm likely stuck. So you're saying I'm stuck in my business. So you're going to talk shit, but you're going to say that you've always wished the best for me. Again, piss on my leg and tell me that it's raining. Cool. So I said the victim mentality, LOL, mocking people. Whoa, you know me so well. You're the most insecure woman I've ever met. And I stick by that. I'll be praying for you. The fact that someone can't ask a question on a training call without being threatened to be removed. Okay. Again, I'm not going to be treated like a peasant or a sheep and kiss your ring. It's actions like this as to why you have the reputation that you do and why I have an open team filled with your downline that I help daily. You're welcome, by the way. And you know nothing about my business, so your rude comments mean nothing. I'm so blessed by my business and team and people who love working with me and actually grow working with me, not for me. This is somebody who represents this company. This is somebody who's a chairman award winner. This is somebody who, I don't want to say is the face because there's no real face to this company, but you mention her name and people know who she is. For whatever reason that is that they know who she is. I've been flooded with DMs of people who are experiencing the same type of thing by her, by other people, and it's not okay. And it's not okay that the company that I love allows this to happen. So I have a meeting scheduled with the higher ups in the company tomorrow because I intend to see this through. I'm tired of being attacked. I'm tired of being belittled. I'm tired of literally for what? What did I do wrong? Please tell me what I did wrong. I'm tired of being treated unfairly, and for what? For what reason? Okay, so that's the situation. That's where we're at. I refuse to be silent about being belittled, about having threatening text messages, about being removed from a chat. Like, no, absolutely not. I'm done. I'm sick of it, and I'm gonna speak out whenever it happens because it's not fair and it's not right. And people need to know that just because somebody is a high up, because they have a big following, or whether it's real followers, fake followers, whatever the case may be. You matter. Your opinion matters. You were called for a reason to be a part of something, and you deserve a spot at the table. And you deserve to sit at a table and not be made fun of, threatened, talked down to, any of those things. So please continue to pray over the situation because I'm sure it's not easy. It takes a toll on a person. But I love you guys, and this is my truth, and this is. So the last clip got cut off, so I apologize. But again, this is my truth. This is my situation. Thoughts and opinions are my own. This is just the facts of what transpired within the last day, and I want to bring awareness to the toxic things that go on behind the scenes that maybe people don't know about, or they're afraid to speak out about. You should absolutely speak out about, because people like this need to be dealt with.
Fully agree with her. And first of all, again, I want to state once more, I am very proud of Angelique for speaking up. I also think this is a beautiful example of somebody sitting here and starting to slowly understand what we're talking about in regard to MLMs. Because first there's people that are part of it, and then they start to see the internal issues, and then they see more, and then they start understanding what we're discussing. So now continuing on, I do want to say that after that, yesterday, Chelsea, my bestie, I love her. She's literally, again, like my fucking big sister. Miss Chelsea actually uploaded a video interviewing Angelique, and I was over the moon fucking excited because I was actually wanting to talk about the situation anyways. So long story short, they made an amazing video talking about her experience. It was a very just formative discussion of her going back and forth and talking about positives of Monet and some negatives as well. I was very impressed with the video, for one, because it was an educational conversation. It had some other perspectives. It had somebody that was currently at the time in Monet talking. Now let's keep going on with this. After that happened, again, Miss Angelique was posting up all about it. She had an amazing support from the anti-MLM community, and again, so many other people who just simply watch anti-MLM content. And again, I highly encourage people to go comment and share her some support as well. After, essentially, in the video where she talked with Chelsea, she did discuss how she simply just wanted some changes to the Monet, how she was sick and tired of some of these top leaders being able to degrade and treat people like shit, which honestly, my channel and many others are a beautiful example of what we see all the time. Literally, my last video that I uploaded was a 2-part series discussing a top leader that was berating people for an hour, treating them like absolute dog shit. It was insane to me. We have too many examples of this. Continuing on, she just wanted to change. She wanted the policies and procedures to have more requirements to prevent harassment and bullying, which I agree. I also understand why she wanted to help create some change. Absolutely, because I would love to have less problems like this happening. So the video was posted up. She was discussing things on her story. Not even 6 hours later, she doesn't get a phone call. She gets an email that says that she has been terminated from Monet after her having an educational conversation speaking out. And the reason why, and this is my opinion, but I fully believe it to be true, honestly. I believe with everything in me, it was simply because she was on an anti-MLM page. It had nothing to do with anything else besides she was on an anti-MLM page speaking out about this. 100%. I think once you connect with people like us, that's when these MLM communities will cross the line and cut you off, because in my opinion, it's a cult. In my opinion, this is a cult, and this is exactly cult mentality and behavior represented by this company. So I have access to a group chat, right? And I am very adamant about watching it and paying attention because, so again, I all of a sudden see, not too long after she has been terminated, there is a notice that pops up that states that there is a team huddle that needs to be hosted. So that's actually the rest of the video and what we're going to be reacting to today. We are going to have Brittany Rose and other individuals that have been actively a part of this situation, and we're going to react to it because it also includes discussing Chelsea and the entire concept as a whole. Let's actually watch this Zoom.
It's playing out right now, unfortunately, within this team. And And some of you guys might not even know about this, which is what really, really makes me sad to even have to bring this up, because I with everything in me, I don't like negativity. With everything in me, I don't like having to address these kind of things. I sit here going, oh my gosh, like there are so many more important things that are going on in the world. There are so many serious life issues that are happening with people that I specifically know.
Let's discuss something real quickly. So we have Britt over here, Brittany Rose, that she is discussing and honestly like deflecting hardcore, because right now we have an actual prominent situation. Angelique had screenshots. She had receipts. She had proof. It's not like she was pulling this out of her ass, okay? She had proof, and she was courageous enough to speak up about this, which is amazing. She aired it out as she should. And all of a sudden, we have Brittany Rose over here saying there's so much else in the world that we need to care about. Really? So we can't focus on all of the bullshit at the same time. But the fact that she's immediately at the gates trying to talk to her team and say, there's so many other things to think about. I don't even want to have to talk with this. I don't like negativity. You should have thought about that before you treated people like shit. You should have thought about that before you messed with someone who had enough confidence to express the truth going on behind the scenes. They do not get removed from Monet. They literally are allowed to do whatever they want. They walk across people and they treat people horrifically. I can't even imagine what Angelique has gone through right now because of this woman and other people.
Specifically know of, and yet we're having to have a team huddle tonight, but I do think it's necessary. And we're going to get into that a little bit, but I was just downstairs talking to my husband, and he said, sometimes, like, let's think of us with our children. Sometimes some things happen and you have to sit down with your kids and you have to talk to them, right? You have to walk them through those things, and you want them to hear it from you as opposed to hearing it from someone else. And I feel like that's where we're at right now with our team. Is there's some things going on, and I want you guys to hear it from myself. I want to give you some words of wisdom. I want to encourage you, and I want us to grow to be strong in our leadership, in our community, our culture. That's one thing that I brag on, is how much I love this team, how much I love the people that have joined this team. And so to see some things that are going on, it truly rattles me, and it breaks my heart. But so some of you might be on here going, what the heck? What are we even talking about tonight? And I know, I'm sorry. But if this is not for you, you're like, oh, I don't have time for this. I don't care about this. I don't want to know about this. I do not want to waste your time tonight, because I know that there is so much more important things. And I feel this is it just almost feels immature. Right? I'm like, we're grown women.
Again, almost feels immature, says the one who created the situation. Almost immature, yet you're the one getting pissed off for somebody asking a question. That's like me asking somebody, what color's the sky today? And they'd be like, fuck you, it's purple. Like, what?
That if we're even having this conversation. So if you are like that, you're like, I have no time. This is utterly ridiculous. I am with you. I get it. For everyone else that needs some needs to be talked to or needs to know what's going on, this is the night we're going to do this, and we're going to come together, and this is the only night that this is going to happen, and we're not going to talk about this anymore.
Again, though, I want to highlight and think about this. We're talking about this once. We're not talking about it anymore. She is clearly trying to manipulate and brainwash people, in my opinion, to make them not ask questions, just like she didn't want Angelique to do. Not ask questions, not think for themselves, just listen to me, and that's it. The way that these go about, most people are going to be supportive of them, because we have an echo chamber that exists to where only people who are in Monet are connecting and talking about this. It's
Klein, do you have anything to say to kind of start this conversation off?
Okay, sorry, I was just working on the waiting room in the inbox. I think that you guys, sorry, I'm sick, you guys. I just got back from a vacation and my mind is just like a big bowl of mush. But I think that, like Britt said, when you guys learn this as you grow in this business or any other business, maybe you've been a part of, conflict is inevitable. So we're gonna have to deal with it at some point. And a lot of us don't want to deal with it, and we don't like to deal with it, and we'd rather it just go away really fast, because no one likes conflict, right? But sometimes
my thought process is this. If someone's harassing you and treating you like shit, you don't owe them their time to address it, because you know the truth and reality. When you created the situation, when you are the one that is causing problems, when you started the issue, there's no, if there's no defending it, you do need to talk about it. It's not negativity. It's you need to address it and handle it like an adult, like the quote unquote leader.
It doesn't help anything get better. It doesn't help us learn as leaders. It doesn't help us take an evaluation of where we can be better, how we respond to situations. And that's kind of why we're having conversations, so that we all go, how can we in this business make the most of it while we're growing people, while we are allowing space for us to all be human, because we are, and we all make mistakes, but how do we respond when conflicts come up that we're like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we say? What do we not say? And that's kind of like why we wanted to have a conversation.
Yep, absolutely. So to break this down for you guys, some feelings were hurt, which led to, and this is the thing, which led to words. And I've been in this zone of thinking of my kids and parenting them, and what would I do as a parent, and what am I trying to teach my children? And I know that no one on this call is a child. Like, my job is not to parent anyone, right? We're all mature, we're all adults, we all pick and choose what we want to do. But when I was thinking about this, I was thinking, what would I tell my kids in this situation? And words matter. Words can bring life and they can bring death. And that's why I don't like talking about this kind of stuff and bringing this to the forefront, because all I'm doing is sharing that there is negativity, and I don't want any part of that. I don't want that in my circle. I don't want to create that culture. I want to stay as far away from that as possible. But it's not real life. We have different personalities, and we have different backgrounds, and we have the way people handle things differently, right? But words definitely matter. What you say matters. It can, like I said, it can make you, it can break you. And that's why we always talk about
words matter. Huh, Britt? I am so glad we got that out of the way. You want to know something fun as hell? Why don't we use our own advice, Goofy? We want to berate someone for doing basic things as a leader should do, but yet we're going to switch over, be an asshole to them when they are quote unquote not kissing your ass, essentially. And now we're going to push the positivity.
Business. Like, what are you saying? Do you have the belief in yourself? What are you putting out there? Are you saying, I can do this? I am confident. I am smart. I am worthy. I can achieve what I've set out to achieve. Are you saying those things? But in the same breath, what are you saying about your sidelines? What are you saying about your business? What are you saying about this company? It all goes together. And I never really, I've always known.
I gotta pause this, okay? I have to state this. Right now, listen to what she's saying. She's talking about, what are you saying about your downlines, your sidelines, the company as a whole. Right now, I'm sorry, but to me, this is trying to deconstruct the concept of people and their perspective on what's going on around them, okay? I can love my job, for example, but I could be pissed off with the way that YouTube is handling a situation, for example. You see what I'm saying? I can have opinions about things, and that's okay. So it's ironic how she's going on about this conversation, trying to discuss how, well, think about what you're saying about this company and everything. People can have constructive criticism about companies. That's okay. That should happen, especially with Monet right now, especially considering the fact as well how Monet has allowed an individual by the name of Mandy Sue, who has been outright racist, fatphobic, you name it, and she's still allowed to be a part of the company. But when Angelique actually speaks out, says constructive criticism, and wants the company to get better because she loves it, suddenly she's terminated. Now we're trying to tell a team right now to essentially not speak negativity. Quote unquote, negativity is anything that is not up the company's or the upline's ass, in my opinion.
That our tongue is so sharp, right? It can kill. It can do all of those things. I've known that, but I've seen it play out over the last couple of years, and I'm going to share a story with you guys. I had a director of mine, and I know that this business isn't for everybody. I know that some people, they try it, maybe they got something out of it, they move on. I know that people can change their mind. Not everyone is a Monet lifer. I always say the one valuable lesson I've learned in this business is my first mentor said the people you begin with most likely aren't going to be the people you end up with, who end with you. And I know that because people come and go, people change. And I've always known that, and I've always accepted that. We never want to keep someone in a business that does not want to be here, right? But I think about some people that leave, or that have gotten into this headspace of negativity or destruction, or they're so upset that they'll do anything, right? They don't care who they hurt, who they throw under the bus. And I wonder what is coming from that. And a lot of times when I've seen these things unfold and play out over the years, a lot of it, and I'm not saying everyone, right? Everyone has their thing. Some people are like, oh, I'm just over it. A lot of times these feelings take root in their heart, whether it's envy or jealousy or...
I'm going to tell you right now, Angelique is not jealous of you. I'm going to tell you right now, for me, and any other anti-Muslim creator, not one of us is jealous of these people. Thinking that everyone's just jealous of you when they're like, hey babe, don't be an asshole, is like so weird to me. Not everyone, is gonna like Monet. And people can call out unethical actions. Just because they're part of Monet doesn't mean Monet or this leader or anyone is exempt from criticism. If you do bad shit, you are going to get a negative reaction. If you're gonna be a good person, you're probably gonna more likely have a positive reaction. Basic math, people, come on.
Or bitterness or whatever the case may be. And I had this director a good 3 years ago or so. She was with me in the beginning, but she started to get envious. and jealous because she wanted to be the best of the best. She wanted to be the number one income earner. She wanted the attention on her. She didn't want to go say hi to our president. She wanted the president to say hi to her. And I remember her going, he didn't even come say hi to me. And I went, what do you mean? You go say hi to him. You go hug him. You earn his respect. You become friends with him. You let him know that you see him. It's not the other way around, but that was her mentality, you guys. And so this stuff started to grow in her heart. The negativity started to grow. It started to come out in her words. It seeped through her downline. She was almost a senior executive director, you guys. She is amazing at this business. She is amazing at sales. She is amazing at branding. She had everything going for her, except she couldn't control what was in here and what was in here. And she let that take root and she let that take form. And ultimately, it destroyed her entire business, not just herself. She walked away. She said, you know what? I think I found something that's going to make me more money. That's going to give me more status. That's going to make me the best of the best. And she went away. She brought a lot of people with her. She just decided it never ended up working. She ends up working for corporate. But the moral of the story is that not one person pretty much in her entire downline, not one, was able to withstand the negativity and the words that she had put out of her mouth and that had seeped down into her team. And so when we talk about the importance of our words, when we talk about what you put out there, we talk about being protective over your business, over your team, what you say. It's not because you're being fake. It's not because you can't handle conflict. It's because you have to be super careful of what your mission is. Are you out there trying to destroy and to just burn it to the ground, or do you want to bring life into it? Do you want to bring positivity into it? And ultimately, she whispered a lot of negative things into another market partner's ear. And that person said, you know what, I agree with you. Monet's not good. Monet's the worst. Monet's not going to last. Monet's on its last leg. It's not coming back. It's done for. This was years ago, you guys. And she grabbed that girl. That girl went with her. And do you know that girl who left with her? Her downline was Jackie Ortega, 1 income earner and number 2 income earner in the entire company. Tara was their upline, and she decided to leave because she thought that she was going to find something bigger and better because someone whispered lies and negativity into her ear. And do you know that she messaged Monat over and over and over, please, can I come back? Please, I made a mistake. But sometimes you can't undo the things that you've done. You can't unsay the things that you've said. You can't. I keep saying with every action is a reaction, with every action is a consequence. And we're all adults. Like I said, I'm not the parent. You're not the children. Everyone gets to do what they want to do. They can choose the path they want to go down. They can say what they want to say, but there is going to be consequences, good or bad. And just in that one analogy, or not even analogy, just in that one story, it brought death and destruction to that entire team. And that girl, Tara, it was the biggest decision or the biggest regret she's ever made in her life. She walked away.
I just say, I am very uncomfortable with the fact that we have a top leader that's using another person's experience and milking the hell out of that. Leave it alone. I'm really tired of top leaders doing this to where they are like using someone else's experience and manipulating it and using it as their own little inspirational bullshit for whatever they're trying to contradict. It's absolutely nauseating to me. And so are we going to compare Angelique for sharing facts, actual messages she had, and proof of the problems to that?
And her downline, her entire team was Jackie Ortega's line and Brittany Sowers' line. If that doesn't give you chills, I don't know what does.
I'm goosebump free, Goofy. This isn't doing anything.
Of what negativity can do to your business. No, I don't think that we need to be fake. We don't need to not talk about things. We just need to be careful with our words. And there's consequences to our actions, right? Okay, go for it, Colin, for a second.
Okay. No, I'm here. I was going to tell you guys too, I was just thinking about this, and I want to ask you guys a question and kind of like tell you something too with a just perspective of what you want to do here and what you see this business for you, because that matters too. And you guys have to understand that in doing this business, one of the most biggest blessings that I've experienced, and I know Britt has experienced, and I know many of you have experienced, is that we get really close with people. We become friends with people. We link arms with similar personalities with people. And we sometimes in doing that forget that we're still running a business and we're still working with human beings. And what I mean by that is people that are not going to be like you, people that are going to not think like you, people that are going to not run their business like you. I mean, honestly, even Brittany and I, we're like best friends, but we're also very different. I mean, we think the same pretty much for the most part, but we're so different in so many ways. And you can decide to align yourself with why everything's so different and hate the differences in people. Or you can say, that is literally how we were created to be, is different. And even though I might not agree with him or her on this area or the way they run their business or their team, the beauty is I run my own business. And you guys, that is the glorious thing we constantly talk about, is you have the freedom here.
I'm sorry. I run my own business. No. Don't agree with that whatsoever. That's not technically your own business, especially when you have to report to people above you, just like what Angelique was essentially showing. That's not running your own business then, if you have to go and listen to every beck and call that Britt said, for example. That's
here. And I've never had that in any other job I've worked. I don't know about you, but I didn't have the freedom to run it the way I wanted to, or to, do certain things the way I wanted to, or because it was a certain way. That you're your own business. And you have to understand that, and you have to remember that. And yes, you're going to find great people, and yes, you're going to connect with so many. You're going to have lifelong friends, and you're also going to have people that come into your team and are in your upline and in your sideline that you're like, you know what? She's an interesting cookie. And that's about how I say it, right? No one, and that's it, because I really do just love people. But I think it's because I have this perspective. I don't think everybody's trying to do something personally to me. I don't think everybody means something every time they post something. Well, they must have said it about me. And I don't think, because it's you don't need to. And you're going to drive yourself bonkers if you think that way. And if you want everyone to be just like you and work their business just like you, it's going to be a hard going route, guys. So what my challenge is to you is to, one, allow space for people to be people. You're not their God. You're not their anything. That's between them and God. And it's so relieving when you start to be that way, because then you don't have to go around policing things and wondering because you're like, you know what? I don't know if I really agree with that. So then what am I going to do about it? I'm going to do it the way I want to.
Okay, again, I would just like to discuss, in what fucking world does this mean anything? What does this have to do with anything? It's literally inspirational bullshit trying to make everyone that's in this chat think that there's something important being said. I can literally go on and say random word. Like, this is as if I'm writing an essay and I need to hit the word count, right? Like, this is random.
With my team, right? And so I want to challenge you guys with that, is to allow space for people to be people, but also to ask yourself, what do you want to be known for? You guys, this is why this industry gets some funky. There are so many people in this industry that do things real dumb and real crazy, and it's just unfortunate. It makes the whole industry look bad. But I don't worry about that. I just go, okay, well, they're out there doing crazy crap. That's whatever. I am going to go, and what is Connie called to do here in this business? And you guys know I love analogies, so I'm going to hit you with my same one I say all the time, and it's with cars. Do you know how many people drive their cars like crazy fools every day? They get in their cars, they drink and drive, they don't wear seatbelts, they do all this crazy crap. Thousands and millions of people every day get in their car and decide to do something stupid with it. What the heck does that have to do with me and my vehicle? Nothing. I'm not going to just go, I'm going to stop driving a car because there's a bunch of weirdos. No, I'm going to get out here and do what I need to do to drive my car responsibly, because it's blessing my life and getting me to and from the places I need to go. And it's a miracle that I have a vehicle that gets me to and from the places I need to go. And I don't worry about the rest of the stuff, guys. And you'll drive yourself literally bonkers trying to run your life that way. Does that make sense? What else do I have to say? And you pop in and out, Brett, if you want. But that's just, I just always challenge people with that. My team knows all the time. I tell them, you don't have to like me. But my pastor always says, a wise person who wants to grow and go far can learn something from anybody. You don't have to be my best friend. You don't have to like the way I portray my business or the way I do my teachings or anything about me. You can hate that I wear smiley faces. You don't have to, I'm serious. And it's not going to offend me, because I'm not going to be for everybody. But what I do hope from you on my team or in my downline is that you go, she may not be my cup of tea, but I'm learning how to do reach outs from her. I did learn that events are important from her, or whatever.
So essentially, if someone treats you like shit, this is just what I'm getting from this. Essentially, what we're getting at is a former person that was a part of this team named Angelique, essentially, aired us out. So she's mad at us, and we can see that. So we've done really good things for her, and we've taught her some things. Therefore, what she did is wrong, and that's why you guys shouldn't do it either. That's literally what I'm getting at. And this is honestly, to me, this is holding shit over people's head, because I was a leader for you, because I had this chat for you, because I did this, this, and this for you. You might not really like me, but you need to respect me. I don't need to have respect for someone who disrespects other people. And that's exactly what I'm seeing in regards to these leaders. They have no problem disrespecting other people, but they want everyone to respect them.
When I'm around people or in a circle of people that maybe aren't my besties or people I'm going to do life with, I just go, what can I learn from them? And that's wisdom. You just go, okay, they're obviously where they are for a reason. They've done this. And what can I learn from their mistakes? Because we make them all the time. I want you to learn from my mistakes. I don't do everything perfectly, you guys. No leader does. No person does. And hint. Okay, I'm just giving you, or not a hint, I'm giving you a freebie here. The bigger you grow, the more mistakes you're probably going to make. Okay, so just know this is what I do. I look at people and go, okay, she made that mistake. That was an ouchie. But you know what? I learn from that, and whatever. I just let people be people. And I don't take things and let them fester in the heart, because I know that is what the enemy wants to do. He wants to take all the good gifts in me.
Oh, don't pull this enemy bullshit on me. So you want everyone right now that's watching this call essentially to, if you or other people disrespect them and are rude when someone does something basic like ask a question like Angelique did, you want them to sit there and just be like, well, they're a leader. Well, they've done nice things for me. No, 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 no. That is not acceptable. But this is such a beautiful example of something's happening, truth being shared. One of their own formally is exposing the reality, and they are losing it and trying to manipulate people to not do it to them.
And the number way he's going to do it is when I let things fester that don't need to be. And he's going to take all the good Connie gifts and he's going to ruin them. I'm going to start waking up not feeling like I have purpose and going, oh yeah, they are right about that. Or, oh yeah, I don't like that about that. And oh yeah, and all of a sudden I'm going to be not who I am. So that kind of trailed it. And I don't know where else I could go with that, Britt, but that's what I got.
No, that's so good. You know, I'm sitting here going, I don't, does everybody know kind of what we're talking about? You can put that in the chat if you want to know. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Because I know that, and my husband was even like, you know, when you say something, now people are like, well, tell me, like, now they're going to go out there and try to figure it out, or what are you talking about? What's even going on right now? And so that's why I want this to be a one and done, and we're not having this conversation again. One of our market partners chose to link arms and put some stuff out on our social media that just wasn't the best. And, you know, it's been a while. And
y'all, I'm sorry. When I was screen recording this, I was cackling. I was wheezing and messaging Chelsea at the same time. Like, oh my God, I can't, it was, so when you hear that, that's me.
I've been sitting back and watching and praying and, you know, giving grace and kind of just giving leniency to like, let her figure this out on her own. Even though I'm like, oh, it's not really a good look. It's not really the best thing to say. Oh, it's kind of like actually painting everything in a very negative light and making it seem very bad. But, you know, like, let's just let her do her thing. And it's just kind of gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And today, and through this, there's been conversations with corporate, you guys. There's been, I just had a conversation that I had just prayed, Lord, let me just speak like life into her, you know, and open her eyes to have a different perspective. But once again, everyone has a choice to do what they want, say what they want, and they can choose to speak life or speak death or however they want to do this. And that's fine. And it kind of came to a head today, and she was terminated. And from there, you know, and now it's done. It's done. She chose her path. She chose that she wanted to link arms with a lot of people that are against network marketing. And if you're against something, then you're not for something, right? And I think that's where it came to a head. So with that being said, it's like, how do you handle conflict? How do you handle being a good leader in this kind of situation? I remember when I left my first network marketing company, you guys. I was actually in a network marketing company prior to this one. And I was so naive and so ignorant to this industry. And I didn't really know how it worked. And, you know, I wasn't sure. I thought, oh, I could do both. You know, I could sell these wellness products. When you feel good, you look good. I could sell some hair care. When you look good, you feel good. It like all goes together. I think I could do this. And I told my upline, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell both these products. I'm going to join both companies. And she was like, no, you can't. You can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't do that? Nope, you cannot do that. You need to cancel your account. You need to terminate your account. And for the life of me, I thought, she's just being really mean. That's not nice at all. Like, she is mad because she doesn't want me to do anything else. And I had all these emotions and all these thoughts and all these feelings going through my head during that time. And finally, she pushed me to the point where I said, you know what, if I got to make a choice, I'm going to make my choice. And I said, I'm going to terminate my account and I'm going to go to Monique and I'm going to do this because I can see this opportunity. It is such a big one. And I know it's there. I know that something amazing can happen with this. So I let all of that go that I had worked so hard for. And with that, you guys, I got blasted in their top leader pages and all these things. And I thought, that is so sad. That is so mean. You know, that is not.
Hey, Britt, hate to break it to you, but the story you're telling, you're fucking repeating the process. It does suck. Absolutely. I get that. That's not okay. No one should experience that. But how ironic that you're one of the top leaders in this, allowing for people to bash the shit out of Angelique in the chat and having to do a team huddle because someone showed you being an asshole to them. Isn't that a full circle moment?
You know, that is not anything that I want to be like, which is why having these conversations is something that I always want to avoid. I don't want to be like that. But there comes a point after giving grace and after talking things through and saying, is this the route you want to choose? you have to make a stand and say, okay, if you're linking arms with someone that hates this industry, that hates this company, and that's your people now, that's who you're linking arms with. If that's your people, then you're clearly not my people, because I would never want to be around these people that are so mean and so cruel and so hateful and so vindictive. They're not my people. So
Hi, I'm Hateful, Cruel, and Vindictive for sharing facts about the industry. Fine, you can label me whatever the hell you want, but I know damn well what I'm doing. I know what other people are doing. I know what Chelsea's intention was. She was trying to get the reality of it exposed, because majority of people do not get to see that. Majority of people do not get to see anything actually that happens behind the scenes. They just see the fun little floral shit, and then they're drawn in, and it's so sad to me. No, she partnered with someone that was going to give her a voice.
you have to make a stand. And I told my husband, I would never let someone come in and destroy my family and be able to say whatever they want about my family and go talk bad about my family. I would say, you gotta go. You gotta go. And that's where we are at this point right now. And that's why we're having this conversation with a lot of you guys. I know a lot of you guys don't know what's going on. But just like Connie said, it all comes down to who we want to be as leaders. How do we want to be perceived? How can we be the best that we can be? How do we want our culture and our community to be? And as leaders, I want each and every one of you guys, including myself, to always think of others, to always make people feel good, to always work hard, to always be transparent, to not do any of this crazy stuff that every anti-person that doesn't like direct sales says about us. We're not like that. We're not like that. And we're going to continue to train and grow each of you guys, especially new people like I was.
You're not like that, yet you give us examples constantly of problems within this industry. Why is it that all of our channels have so many damn examples of problematic shit in this industry?
When I first started to do it the right way, there's a right way to do this. There's a right way to be involved with this company, but I love this company so much. I am so proud of this company. This company has blessed so many people. And if I'm being honest, like, I'll be damned if anyone tries to destroy it, because it has blessed way too many people. We sat around the beach in Florida, you guys, and I was sitting there with some top directors that have just become my friends. Like, we weren't there on a Monate trip. We were there because we genuinely love each other, and we were having this heart to heart. And, those women could have spoke negativity, and they could have said, yeah, you're right. That's how you feel. That's how I feel. Oh yeah. Like it's just not good, or this or that. And they could have just fed that. Right. But they spoke such life and positivity and brought such perspective on what this business does for so many people, and the impact that it makes, and the imprint that it makes, and what blessings have come from it, that you can't help go, you're right. This is an amazing company. The people are amazing. This team especially is amazing. And so you have to be careful with who you surround yourself with. I encourage you guys in this business. It is such a mindset business that you need to surround yourself with positivity, with people that are uplifting you, that are talking good, that you can see the blessings that come from this. If you're following negativity, if you're following what's going on right now with the drama or whatever, and that's what you're filling your mind with, that's what you're going to believe. You're going to end up believing that, and you're going to miss out on all of the blessings that have taken place and that are going to.
Isn't this funny? So in order to be a part of this business, you need to have very good mindset. I take this as, in order to have this business or be a part of this business, you need to listen to people that are in the company, and that's it. Anyone that has an external fact or piece of information, don't listen, because that's negative. The facts that we share are considered negative. The content that we make is considered negative, when it's just calling out the shitty behavior and the reality and truth of these companies. And that's what is so vile to me. And again, the fact that she's like, be around people that are doing well in this company. This is such a vile response to someone that is just sharing what they have experienced in regards to everything. And this is just saving ass. This is just trying to give the illusion that this individual and others, almighty good leaders, that they care for you. This is trying to make them look like they have got your best interest at heart, and they wouldn't be that bad as what Angelique was trying to express.
And that are going to continue to take place through this. I know I'm talking long and I'm talking in riddles and rambles. It's very hard, you guys, for me to have this huddle. It's very not natural for me.
I was going to say too, to end it, at least on my part, of just conflict. Okay. So let's get back to that, because it's inevitable. It will come. I would just encourage you guys, if you do have it, and we've all had conflict, friends, good friends, not friends, all the things, you guys, we have to deal with it. My best piece of advice to you when you have conflict with somebody is to go to the person and talk to them. If that doesn't work and the conflict doesn't get resolved, and this is, I just go off the best methods I know from the Bible. Do I always get it right? No, but it helps keep me in line when I want to emotionally do something that maybe isn't smart. But go to the person, talk with them, and say, you know what, that really, whatever, that doesn't work. Then you involve your upline. You don't go start spreading gossip to downlines, to sidelines, to, I'll tell you what, gossip is a mouth.
Angelique did her best to have a conversation. She wasn't acknowledged in that conversation. She was berated and treated like shit for the conversation. You're gonna preach going to the source and handling it like an adult.
It is a fire in your mouth that will burn your whole body down. So let me just say that much. And if you do know what's going on, it's not your place to go spread it around anybody or to talk about this person to anybody. You know what? Gossip dies when it hits a wise person's ear. That is one of my favorite phrases. I don't do it. I don't stand for it on my team, and none of you guys do too. I know that. But gossip is not, did you hear what happened? And did it? And it's not helping anything, right? So just gossip dies when it hits a wise person's ear. You be the wise person and go, not going to do it. Okay. So I just want you to, when you think about conflict, you guys, it's ugly and it's not fun, but better to go to the person. And if that doesn't work, then you can get a third person or an upline involved. I've done many things where I've gotten on three-way calls and we've had to talk through and we've had to walk through. And I would also say though, when it gets to the point where it doesn't, and or something is happening where it's just becomes something that is on and it is something that you can't resolve or that you can't make better. You can't always make some things better. I wish we could rectify every situation and every person. And I wish I could twist everything into good and make everyone's hearts go right and take all the pain away and take all the hurt away and take all the words away that were said that shouldn't have been said. I wish I could. And I just can't, because back to what I said before, I'm Connie. I'm not Jesus. I just am human. So if it doesn't get to that place or to that point, you guys, you're human. It's okay. Like Brittany said, you let people be people, you bless people, you release them in love from afar. And that's what you do. You don't go spread anything about it. You don't take it on to anyone else. You don't need to make it be anything else that it is. And that is how you deal with it. And it's never fun, but we're trying to be open with you to let you know that we still go through it too all the time. And it keeps us up at night because so many of you are our friends and we love you and we get so connected to you and we just want everyone to get along. So just know that's how you deal with conflict. And then the second thing again is, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be more known for what you're for or what you're against? And this is coming from my pastor too. He really taught us this. And he was like, I want to be more known for what I'm for. I don't want people to come look at my page or my life and go, wow, I know everything he's against and that he hates, but I don't know anything he loves or anything that brings him joy or anything that he's done to make impact or anybody that's impacted him. And that has always stuck with me in my business. It doesn't mean I'm fake. It doesn't mean I don't talk about rough stuff or tough stuff, but I want to be known for what I'm for. I want people to look at Connie and go, oh, she's known for joy. She's known for love. She's human. She messes up. She's not perfect and doesn't try to be, but she's known for bringing people joy. And that's where you got to go with it. Before you get in a chat and you start going down the road with someone or you start getting in these things, go, wait a minute, what do I want to be known for? The peacemaker, the person that brings the peace, or the person that keeps light in the gossip and light in the fire?
Again, ironic coming from the people that have created the situation and blown it up further than what it needs to be. Ironic how you want to be known for speaking love and light, but have created most of the problems and situations that most people are victims of.
And doing all the things. Okay. So that's just what I want to leave it with you guys. Keep that in your mind as you go and you grow in this business. And I promise you the way you respond to things is all you can control. You cannot control, it's just control the controllables. You cannot control what someone's intentions were. People are going to hurt you in the business because that's the way, because they're people. They may intentionally have done it. They may not have. They may have had a rough day. We just came off wrong. I don't know. But all you can do is control how you respond. And that's all you're called to do. Okay. So keep lifting each other up in those moments where you don't want to respond nice and you want to do something crazy, because we all get there. Go to the friend that's going to talk sense into you and go, no. Don't respond that way, Connie. Just pray over it with me. Let's go out. We're going to go to dinner. Go do what you got to do. Go have your girls' night, whatever. Right. And that's all I got for you guys.
So true. It's so good. I guess the last thing that I want to leave you with is, I'm trying to think of, what I agree with 100% everything that Connie said. I want you to know, for me as a leader, as one of your leaders, I draw a line in the sand when it comes to cruelty and to just straight up meanness. I am okay with people having a difference of opinion. I'm okay with.
You sure about that? Because there was a difference of opinion shared with Chelsea's video with Angelique, but all of a sudden it's, oh, fuck Angelique and block her. I'm okay with a difference of opinion, but even, let's be real here, a lot of the things that have been stated in regards to the Monet aren't even a matter of a difference of opinion. It is fact. A lot of what we share is factually based. So again, you're not doing a good job with your argument.
People wanting to do something different. This is not something where we're trying to keep you in something that you don't want to be in. I want you to be genuinely happy with what you're doing. I believe in this opportunity with my whole heart, and I've seen it, and I want each and every one of you to feel that and see that too. But where I do draw a line is when things go down a road of being mean and hurtful and hateful, and you're acting in a way where you're it's literally just destruction and death. Like you don't care who you hurt in the process. You don't care about anyone else. You're just going to burn it down. And that is not okay with me. And that's where I draw a line in the sand. So if you hear, oh, well, she took me out of my page. No, I don't just randomly go take people out of my pages, but I will protect my business, and I will protect my people, and I will protect the people that love this business just as much as I do.
She did take her out of the page. Like, she literally, because of asking questions, she took her out. That is what happened. You can't argue with that.
I won't allow anyone to come in here to try to burn it all down. So I want you to know that about me. So everyone here on here knows that. And, you know, I was talking to Connie about this earlier, and I'm going to leave you with this. I think that it just makes me so sad to even have to be on this call talking about this, because it is ridiculous. And I'm thinking, what are these people thinking? What are these hundreds of people thinking right now listening to this? Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, because it really is dumb. It is the dumbest thing. This could have been avoided. This is not how we act. This is not how we should act. It blows my mind at the immaturity that's taken place, because that is not my team. That is not the people I surround myself with. I've had some pretty heartbreaking things come to my attention over the last week. I mean, life-altering situations. And I'm sitting here going, this is what we're talking about? This is what we're dealing with right now. Are you kidding me right now? And
you know what we're not going to do is we're not going to use this to excuse negative behavior, okay? And I completely understand traumatizing thing happen. I literally have been very clear about, I have recently lost a friend. I have my relative right now that has cancer. I have had other personal shit that I'm not going to share publicly, but that has been fucking traumatizing to me recently. Absolutely. But because you're going through that, like something bad, I do not believe that just exempts you from being a shitty person. You can go through bad things, absolutely, but that doesn't mean that you can completely ignore and be destructive and a terrible person. Because I'm going through things, I shouldn't be an asshole to you. And with this, I think it's just amazing to me, because we're trying to, the discussion about Angelique and what she's discussing as like minuscule and means nothing, and why are we talking about this when we have this going on? Also, in my opinion, absolutely nauseating how you're gonna bring other stuff up here that has nothing to do with this just so you can look like the good person.
It just brings it into perspective. We just had a friend. I had a childhood friend that I went to junior high with, and I mean, gone to church with him my whole life. His wife, my age, just found out that she's paralyzed out of nowhere, you guys. She has 3 little babies, and a freak weird thing that happened, and she's paralyzed at the moment. And she's fighting for her life in a hospital. She has 3 little babies. Her bills are racking up. And we're having a conversation about someone's feelings getting hurt, and she couldn't handle it maturely. And then it just escalated, and it's being blasted all over social media in the most immature way. And I'm thinking, how is this even possible, right? I just had another.
We're going to use somebody else's experience, and yes, that is traumatizing, but you're going to use your friend's health experience to disregard the problems that are like, that's gross. Why would you drag that in? No, that is a horrible thing. That, yes, should people be helping and thinking for and thoughts and prayers of whatever you believe in? Absolutely. And I wish nothing but the best for her friend. Absolutely. That is traumatizing. But the fact that she's using this as a way of, oh, Angelique was immature, and why are we talking about this when we have other traumatizing things going on, is nasty. Angelique was not unprofessional. Angelique shared what she experienced. You guys can go check out her page. I want you to. She was very good about this, but the fact that this is how it's being handled is just wow.
One of my really, really good friends, here's some really devastating news about her baby. Her brand new little baby that's a month old, you guys. These are real life issues. We've gone through some really, really, really heavy stuff in the last few years. Heavy. People are struggling. This is not a struggle. This is not a struggle. We sell shampoo. We work for an amazing company, and we have a lot of fun doing it. Are we going to have conflicts? Are we going to have little things that irk us and irritate us? Can we work through that? Absolutely. But it's all about perspective. What is really important? Can we fix this? I think we could have. I think this could have all been avoided. I don't think she had to get terminated. This could have been avoided 100%. But actions lead to consequences, and everybody has a choice. My kids, every time they do something, I go, is that your choice? You chose to do that. Now you're either in trouble or you're going to get a reward out of your actions. What are you doing? Each of us have actions, you guys, to uplift or to tear down, to speak positively, to speak negatively. to put things into perspective of what is really important. I love this company so much. I love this team so much. I stand with Monet. I stand with this opportunity. I think it can bless you. But let's bring it back to perspective. Let's not have these kind of conversations. If something's bothering you, we don't want to shove that under the rug. We want to talk about it, but we don't need to get on these calls and have drama-filled sessions. That's not what we're about. That's not what I'm ever going to be about. And I know that you guys respect that and you want the same. So I hope that this kind of brings awareness, brings perspective. We can all kind of move on. If you're watching this unfold, I would say protect your mind. I had to now say, okay, I'm making a choice. I'm protecting my mind, and I'm done. I can't let this seep into my heart anymore. And I hope that you don't let it seep into your mind and your heart anymore either. It's not going to do any good for anyone. So
we're going to stop that right here because that is about it. Like I said, I have a big problem with using other people's experiences right now to minimize Angelique and what her story is. Again, I wish nothing but the best for this individual's friends that are going through medical problems. That I would never wish that on anyone. It's absolutely devastating. I have experienced that personally. That is not okay. I don't like how she's trying to be like, we have bigger problems than somebody saying, hi, I was treated terribly in this company. Both can be valuable problems that exist, and one should be addressed because it was created by these participants. But this is how they responded. We have Angelique, who shared her experiences and has thousands of other people who are sharing their experiences as well with her from what I'm seeing. We have her, and she worked with Chelsea, and the video was so well done, so educational, so informative, and had some contradictory perspectives, but it was very educational. And then now we have the actual response from people who created the situation, sadly, some of the uplines and leaders who are exempt from getting kicked out of Monet for their bad behavior. This is how they respond. So that is it actually for today's video. This is a very long one, but it's a good one. And if there's anything else that might come of this, I might talk about it more, who knows? But again, I would like to wrap this up by saying thank you so much, Angelique, for sharing your experiences. That is not easy to do. What I do and many others do, it is not easy. It is very hard. So coming out and being able to be so real and share what you've been through is amazing and very inspiring. And so many of us are so thankful for you and what you're sharing, because this is very significant to expressing what truly goes on behind scenes. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was it for today's video. And yeah, I will see you on the next. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And see you tomorrow. Bye.